So now that we've reviewed how to find the LCD and how to form equivalent fractions, let's take a look at how to multiply fractions. Now in these problems, we will multiply and simplify, meaning we're going to multiply the fractions and then reduce the fractions that we get at the end to lowest terms to have it in simple form. And obviously the questions that we're going to be doing later on in the semester are going to be a little bit more difficult compared to the ones that we have here, but this is going to give us an idea of what to do later on so that when we get to the complicated problems, we have a certain intuition. So first of all, 4 over 5 multiplied with 3 over 8. Multiplying fractions is very straightforward, very simple. You just multiply the numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator. So you can write down 4 times 3, and you can write down 5 times 8. Now, some folks will go ahead and write down 12 divided by 40 right away. I prefer to write down 4 and 3, 5 and 8, because next what I want to do is look at if there's a way to reduce the fraction to lowest terms before I multiply. So for instance, 4 and 8 can both be divided by 4. If I divide them by 4, I get 1 and 2. So this gives me basically 3 times 1, which is 3, and then 5 times 2, which is now 10. So 3 over 10 is the final answer. In the example 11, we have 4 over 5 times 3. This one looks like it's not going to work, but you just have to remember that 4 over 5 multiplied by 3 is the same thing as 4 over 5 multiplied by 3 divided by 1. There's always the invisible 1 underneath the numbers. So be careful. Some folks will multiply 4 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 3 like that. That's not true. This is not going to work. What you have to do is write down the 3 divided by the 1 and then go straight across numerator with numerator and denominator with the denominator. So in this case, I get 4 times 3 divided by 5 times 1. A quick check. Can I divide anything? The answer is no. So now I actually perform the product. 12 over 5. And that's it. We're finished. So again, with 14 over 9 multiplied by 15 over 8, we will process it the same way. We're going to write 14 and 15 together first, and then the 9 and the 8 together again. And again, think about what we can divide. In this case, the 14 and the 8 can both be divided by 2. When we divide it by 2, we get 7. When we divide the 8 by 2, we get 4. Similarly, I could do the same thing with 9 and 15. I can divide them both by 3 to get 3 and 5, just like that. And the solution so far is 7 times 5 divided by 3 times 4. Now, always double check. Maybe you've missed a couple of numbers. Maybe you can still reduce it. In this case, I cannot reduce 7 with 3 or with 4. Same thing with 5 and 3, 5 and 4. Nothing can be reduced, so I'm going to multiply and get 35 over 12 as my final answer.